Today's video is from a coaching call earlier this week where we talk about the concept of decision fatigue and how making many decisions throughout your day actually leaves you fatigued and making lower quality decisions. Here's the clip.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I know I've heard from many people, even I went through it when I was first starting building my business. Building a business in the evenings after you put in a full day of work is very challenging. But in the specific example you gave, what I think comes to mind is the concept of decision fatigue. Have you ever heard of decision fatigue before? Yeah, sort of. So decision fatigue is essentially over time, as you make more decisions, you begin to get fatigued, and the quality of the decisions actually ends up going down. So early on in the morning when you first wake up, think of it like your phone battery. If you left it in charging overnight, it's at 100%. When you come home in the evening after a day of working at your full-time job, your battery is at about 30-40%, depending on how much you used your phone. As a result, you have that reduced capacity to make the same quality of decisions as you would have made first thing in the morning. The byproduct of this is it becomes harder to make the right decision, and for a lot of people, that extra stress actually results in them making a lot of impulsive decisions. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a natural, that's the natural process you go through. So what I would suggest doing instead is try and look at working in the morning before you go to your job. Let me explain. So right now, you're up. You said you're up at about 7 o'clock. You're at your job by about 8:30, and then you're back home again by 6, and then by what 7 o'clock till you said 9, right? Great. So yeah, in the evenings right now, you're working on your new business. I'd suggest moving that to the morning. So what I mean by that is go to bed a little bit earlier. So go to bed a little bit earlier and wake up a little bit earlier. The byproduct of doing this is you'll find you'll be able to make higher quality decisions in the mornings as you would in the evenings. I mean, for your job, you'll still have the capacity to do the repetitive decisions, but the decisions you really have to make that really matter are the ones associated with your business. Now, if you want to kind of think, how many entrepreneurs out there actually deal with decision fatigue? It's all of them. Even the most successful people out there start to use different strategies to actually reduce the total number of decisions they have to make early at the start of their day, so that throughout their day they actually have the capacity to make better quality decisions. Now, if you think of a photo of Mark Zuckerberg or Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos, almost every single photo of them, they're wearing the exact same thing. Why? Because when they wake up in the morning, they have almost what's jokingly called the entrepreneur's uniform. They wear the exact same thing every single day. Now, maybe they have 5 or 6 different pieces of clothing that look the exact same, but fundamentally the process is the same. They get up, they know what they're going to wear. They don't have to make a decision about that. As a byproduct of not having to decide what they have to wear, that small savings ends up compounding up. What do they eat every morning? That's planned out. What time do they work out? That's planned out, right? By following that routine, by following that, doing the same thing every single day, they eliminate a large portion of decision fatigue that they can then use throughout their day to make higher quality decisions. Does that make sense? Yeah, that's great. So following a schedule, having a routine or something like that, that is a great way to try and eliminate decision fatigue. But essentially, decision fatigue occurs, I mean, fatigue occurs with anything that you do repetitively, right? You have a limited capacity throughout your day to do the same thing over and over again. And over time, your ability to do that diminishes. So the same happens with decisions. If you have to make the same decisions, or if you have to make decisions over and over again throughout your day, you're using that capacity that you have and reducing it slowly over time. Right. So I recommend for you, try waking up in the mornings, try working on your business in the mornings rather than in the evenings. And I'm confident if you make that shift, what you might end up finding is that in the mornings, you're going to be more motivated. You're actually going to look forward to the day. I know when I first kind of inverted my schedule when I was working at a full-time job and decided to work in the mornings rather than in the evenings, I was excited to go home. I was excited to go to bed early. Right now, I end up waking up at 4 a.m. every day because I'm excited to get started and excited to work on what I'm doing.
I hope you found that video useful. Let me know in the comments below, have you ever heard of decision fatigue before? Do you do anything throughout your day to reduce your decision fatigue? As always, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe. I release more videos like this every Wednesday. If you're a freelancer or first-time business owner and you're struggling to get your business to grow predictably or encountering any unknown challenge, in the description below, you'll find a link for a complimentary one-on-one strategy session with me.